So this is the follow-up video to Are We Human Beings Just Because We're in a Human Body? And the answer is definite no. We're not a fully realized human being just because we're blessed enough to be born in this physical body. Yes, it is a blessing to have a physical body, but it takes some work to become a fully realized human being, to open every chakra, to open every energy center, to realize in totality who we really are, to bring our authentic self out to light. So I'll describe a little bit more of the chakras and a little bit more of the process of awakening these energies and realizing that authentic self. So we have 7 chakras, as I discussed earlier. The first is the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra. The color is red for this chakra. It's found at the base of our spine. Next is the Svadhisthana chakra, and that color for that chakra is orange, and it's found in the sexual organs. Hence, it's about pleasure. The third chakra, the Manipura chakra, is at the navel, the belly button, and it has to do with power. It also has a little bit to do with connection to our family. And that's where we're connected to our mother. It's through the cord when we're born, Next we have the Anahata, or the heart chakra. And the color is green. It's in the center of your chest. Obviously, love, gratitude, compassion. Next we have the Visuddha chakra, the throat chakra. The color for that chakra is blue. It has to do with creativity. Next, the third eye, the Anja chakra. And that color is indigo, or dark blue. And finally, we have the Sahasrara chakra, which is the crown of the head. This is the spiritual center. It's usually violet. Some traditions say that it's white. So these 7 chakras are energy centers. Now imagine our body is like a radio tower for the divine signal. The signal that flows through the radio tower is God. So these chakras are like energy transistors that transform that energy into a physical quality, something that's manifested into the world. So we can have negative or positive aspects of these chakras. Like for power, you can use your power for good. You can serve God with your Manipura chakra. Or you can be egotistical and greedy, want to make a bunch of money. Like some of these American politicians. I won't mention any specifically, but I doubt I have too many Republicans watching this channel. So, it doesn't matter. Even Democrat politicians are pretty power hungry, it seems. But power is not bad, but when we use it for the right reason. Pleasure is not bad, but when we have to find pleasure doing the right thing, serving the divine, serving others, when you find pleasure in service, wow, life is really in harmony. But when you find pleasure in making money and taking advantage of the weak, that's a negative trait of that chakra. So really, it's all about balancing these energies and using them for good, using them for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. The reason to be here is not for money and fame and power. That's not why we have this physical body. The reason we have this physical body is to serve others. And if God is inside every single one of us, when we serve others, we're serving God, which is the beautiful thing. Getting back to changing the world around us. And the quote I used in the earlier video, was is by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, is that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And what this means is that we're not matter first and energy second. We're primarily energy. And matter manifests from that energy. If you look at our whole body, the entire body, from head to toe, right? Here's my body. My body is made of organs. My organs are made of cells. My cells are made of atoms. My atoms are made of molecules. These molecules are made of protons and neutrons and photons. And those small little entities of creation are made, when you really break them down and look at them, they're vibration. Well, first you see light particles, and then that light is actually made of vibration. And what is vibration but energy? So it's really interesting, but when we look at ourselves at our most essential form, we're energy, we're vibration. And that's why chanting the mantra, saying Om, 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 chanting the mantra in deep meditation really causes this incredible shift in us, because we align the energy of every single particle in our cells by saying that. If I say Om and I change my vibrational self, I change every single proton, every neutron, every photon up to the molecules through the atoms, because those atoms make cells, and those cells make organs, and those organs make me. So if I change myself at my essential nature, I technically change my whole world. And it's a whole lot easier than to look and change some things that I don't like outside of my world. Maybe change my behavior, my attitude, my thoughts, some things that I'm doing, my bad habits. Maybe easier than to change those qualities that are deeply conditioned. Maybe it's easy to change the energy first, because everything resonates from our energy. So if I change my energy, every layer of myself changes from there on out. So I use a really interesting meditation for the chakras. There's several different ones, and in my book there's some different ones, but I'll give you a chanting practice that I do every day. And I do this in my savasana. I do it silently. I first do it aloud, and then I do it silently later. But at the end of my yoga class, when I'm laying in savasana or corpse pose, I say the mantra for each chakra. And what that does is it helps to align it. It helps to harmonize it. It helps that wheel, because that's what chakra means, is a wheel. It helps that wheel to spin. And because I've memorized the colors that coordinate with each chakra, I imagine the color as I'm saying the mantra. So the first chakra the color is red, and the mantra that goes along with that is Lam. And so you'd want to imagine that at the base of your spine. And so maybe we can do that for just a moment, but imagine the base of your spine, close your eyes. Imagine the base of your spine and see the color red. See it right, the color red, a red light. And so out loud, start saying Lam, 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 Lam. Now I want you to move up to your sexual organs, focusing on your sexual organ. I want you to imagine the color orange. And the mantra that goes for this chakra is Vam. So I want you to imagine the color orange in your pubic area and saying the mantra Vam, 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 Vam. So now moving up to your navel, imagine the color yellow where your belly button is. And the mantra that goes with this chakra, the Manipura chakra, is Ram. So focusing on the third chakra, Ram, 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 Ram. So now moving up to the heart center. The color is green. And the mantra is Yam. So the Yam is the mantra. So focus on your heart center and saying the mantra. Yam, 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 Yam. And now we're going to move up to the throat chakra. So imagine the color blue. Hum is the mantra. Hum, 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 hum. Now I want you to focus on the third eye, center between the brow. Sham, 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 Sham. Now the Sahasrara chakra, the crown of your head. Om is the mantra. Om, 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 I like to finish off by running through each chakra, so it may take you a little while to memorize each mantra. But when you run through each chakra, it sounds like Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om, Lam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om. So this is a very centering practice, really grounding ourselves in each chakra. And you want to be balanced with each chakra, because when you see people that are out of balance, out of alignment in your life, in their lives, it's interesting the way it manifests. Like you see this really far out spiritual guy, and he may look like a nut, he may look like a crazy person, because he's way too in his spiritual chakra all the time, not balanced in his other chakras. You see somebody like this crazed politician who really has some disgusting qualities. It's not him, it's not his fault, we shouldn't judge him, but he has an overactive third chakra, and he needs to balance himself, he needs to ground himself with his other energy centers. You know, you see people who are really heart-centered, and then they're really vulnerable, and they get hurt all the time. So it's a matter of balancing ourselves, balancing all the chakras, and that's what's so wonderful about this meditation. Something else my guru taught me about the chakras is most people, and this is why I don't call most people human beings, most people get stuck in their lower chakras. They're constantly focused on survival. They're constantly focused on making money, on pleasure. They're constantly focused on power. And they run through this cycle. All the movies they watch, all the books they read, how to be a millionaire, you know, how to seduce women, how to earn more money, whatever it may be. Like I said, survival, pleasure, and power. Everything they read, everything they watch, all the conversation they're having are on these lower energy centers. And again, it's not bad to have these things, but these things need to be in balance, in alignment with our lives. And most people get stuck in their lower energy centers, in their lower chakras, life after life after life, until they find a guru, until they find a spiritual master, a teacher. And it could be physical, it could be someone they're channeling, or it could just be connecting with God through their own meditation, and that's their teacher. Because the best teacher is a consistent practice. But anyways, when they find this spiritual teacher, in whatever form it may be, they're able to jump up from their lower chakras into their higher chakras. Now they've connected to their heart center, and they start operating in love in all that they do. Love and service for all. Now their conversations switch from money to service. They stop operating out of the negative traits of their lower chakras and operating out of the more positive traits. And then slowly, little by little, as their kundalini energy, this coiled up snake energy, it begins to rise. And it goes through their throat. And they express their love more creatively throughout the world. More intuitively. More spiritually. It's really interesting. I talk a lot about the teachings of Christ because Christ had these wonderful esoteric hidden teachings. In the book of John, I believe, he referred to Moses in the ancient scriptures. Moses went into the wilderness and he lifted up the snake towards the heavens. Well, what Christ was implying, what he was teaching in his hidden message, not everyone is ready for the truth. Today, not everyone is ready for the truth. So we can only imagine 2,000 years ago how even fewer people were ready for the truth. He was killed because he taught the truth. But what he meant in that statement, Moses went into the wilderness of his subconscious through the practice of meditation and lifted up the snake towards the heavens and all these Eastern spiritual practices. This energy, our prana, is referred to a coiled up snake. And through meditation, we raise our prana. We raise our kundalini energy through each chakra all the way to the top. And that's exactly what we just did through this practice, through this Christ-like meditation. So it's important to memorize the colors of the chakras. It's important to memorize the mantras that are associated with each chakra. When I have a hard time falling asleep, I would chant those. When I notice I'm out of alignment, when I notice I'm focusing on these lower physical, more earthly realms, I can call myself up. But I tend to not just focus on one chakra, because when I over-focus on one chakra, I'm pulling myself out of alignment. That's why I like to focus on all the chakras, bringing them all into harmony. I don't want to be too far out on the spiritual realm, too high up, and over-exercising my spiritual center to where I can't be grounded and operate in reality. So this is the beautiful thing about meeting a spiritual teacher, is they can guide you, they can give you advice. And if you have questions, if issues, comments, concerns come up, please let me know, ask me, and then I can expand on that. And I can give you some advice on how to handle these things. But it's quite amazing how balancing these chakras brings harmony into our lives. Maybe you make a lot of money, but you don't have a lot of creativity or a lot of spiritual connection, or you don't operate from the heart. Well, doing this practice will really help. Maybe you're a very spiritual, intuitional person, but you have a hard time using your creativity and making money with that. And money's not a bad thing. Money is the physical manifestation of our spiritual energy. So I'll say that again. Money is the physical manifestation of our spiritual energy. Now we can choose to use our energy for good or bad things in the spiritual realm or the physical realm. But that's why it's so important to keep our focus on God. Thine will be done. Not my will, but thy will be done. We have to continually ask God, what do you want for me to do? I went on New Year's, I went to the Self-Realization Fellowship. And Yogananda is, I have an amazing connection with Yogananda. I channel Yogananda. I get his energy, I get his teaching. He has been an incredible influence on my life. And I went to the Self-Realization Fellowship for New Year's. And we did 2 hours of chanting. And the last hour, from 11:15 to 12:15, we did a silent meditation for New Year's. And we probed the depth of our meditation. Not what I want, God, but God, what do you want for me to change in my life this year? And the answer I got was to heighten my devotion. So when I'm having problems, when I'm having issues, devote myself to God more. Recognize that everything that's happening is what God wants to happen. And God is guiding me towards my destiny. My suffering is a blessing. My obstacles are opportunities. So that which I think is a challenge to me is really a blessing. It's a hidden lesson. And in that lesson, I am being guided towards what the divine wants for me. And the sooner I accept that, the sooner I can walk hand in hand with God. And I can stop being pulled, nail and tooth, struggling and suffering. The sooner I accept this difficult lesson, the sooner the lesson becomes easy. The sooner I've learned the lesson, and I can go on to the next thing. So instead of having this great aversion to suffering, or even this great attachment to pleasure, recognize all things as what they are. That this physical realm doesn't really exist. It exists, but it's really a manifestation of the energy realm, of the spiritual realm. So by connecting to our essence, by connecting to our source, we can live a life in greater harmony with the divine will. Things get easy. So practice this meditation. It's easy. Write down each mantra. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om. I guarantee you can memorize these 7 mantras. That's the easy part. But what really takes some effort is the consistent practice. This consistent effort to maintain the easy practice. Do it every day. Do it when you don't feel like doing it. Do it when you do feel like doing it. Do it all the time. But when we continually work at our meditation, when we continually work at our spiritual practice, whether you want to or whether you don't, because remember, it's like brushing your teeth. It doesn't matter whether you want to or you don't want to. You do it because it's what you do. It's part of your spiritual hygiene. So to cleanse yourself, but internally, to cleanse yourself energetically, to cleanse yourself spiritually. That's why we do these practices. And we do them consistently. So that we can maintain a clean physical body, a clean mental, emotional body, and a clean spiritual body. And that way all these beautiful divine elements manifest in our physical world, in our physical reality. Life becomes bliss. Life becomes simple, beautiful, easy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you have any questions. And stay tuned for the next one. Love and blessings. See you soon.